Okay, we're back. This is just a quick look at the Amiga and ST versions of Bobble. Um, this is taken from a real Amiga. You haven't to use RF, unfortunately, which is why it's a little bit fuzzy every so often. But hey, it's what it would have been like back in the day. This music with David Whittaker, as you can see there. See, I can read stuff. It's unique as far as I know to the Amiga and ST ones. It might be in the PC as well, I'm not sure, but it doesn't crop up any other place really that I'm aware of. So yeah, there you go. So anyway, now we're back to the old Bobble music. I've been looking, if you see any of my other videos on my channel, I've been looking basically. I'm trying to go through every version of Bobble that I can find. Now the plus side of this is I'm seeing on lots of different formats, and by and large they're all pretty good. The downside of this is I'm running out of things to say about it. This was done by, published by Firebird Software. Shares a hell of a lot of code and graphics and just general the same feel as the ST version, which we're going to look at shortly, and the PC version, which we looked at in one of my other videos. And if you want, you can go look at it. You can do what you want. You can go look at someone else's videos. It's all good. There's actually two PC versions. One was released in 1996 by Probe Software, and the other one was released in 1989, I think. And again, that's the 89 version shares code with this. I'm playing this, as I said, on a real Amiga at the moment. I have a laptop hooked up to my very, very crappy little kind of video capture card. The battery on my laptop is flashing, so at some point I might have to try and use the controller with teeth and get it plugged in. So if you're watching this, it means I did manage to do that. Oh, they're all hopping that. Oh, is there time stop? Can I? Will I go for the? Will I go for the? No, I better not. Oh, bugger. Oh, there he is down the bottom of the screen. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna try for an extend on this. And if you get EXTEND, if you pick up those letters, you'll get an extra life and you'll skip on to the next level. And I don't think I've managed any of these videos so far. Oh, that went through him. That was a bit weird. So I did a quick look at reviews for this, and by and large it got pretty good. It got pretty good scores. I think there's one. It's in the 90s, 94s, 95s. One magazine, it might have been Amiga User, was it? Amiga Format? I can't remember. There's one that only gave it 6 out of 10, or 60%. Didn't really say why though, and the weird thing was they said, oh yeah, it's, you know, it's got features that the ST doesn't, but I haven't seen any. I'm going to play the ST version again in a minute for you, but from what I've seen of it, they seem to be very, very close. Oh, poor. Oh, I need that E. Oh, bugger! I will get an extend. Hopefully. I'm going to look really silly. Again, I'm trying to think of things to say about the games. I don't know if I mentioned this elsewhere, but there's, depending what you want to count as a sequel, there's Rainbow Islands is pretty much regarded as the official sequel to Bobble, and that in turn got a whole computer-only sequel called Parasol Stars, which was never released in the arcades, and I think was only really on the Amiga and the ST, and kind of the European or Western Europe kind of computers. Don't think it got a review. Sorry, don't think it got a release on lovely stuff on any other formats. In turn, then there is the more traditional. There is a Bobble 2, or I think it's Bobble Returns, which is basically more of this. And then there's Puzzle Bobble, which is its whole other genre. Now I'm just moving cables around at the moment, so hopefully I can get the... Okay, hopefully I can do this in time. I'm just... Yeah, there we go. I'm just trying to get a power cable into my laptop, folks. Oh, there we go. There we go. And a sweetie. Now... Oh, there's the... No, I already have them. I just need the 3. Oh, game, why will you not give me an E? Where's that light on? Okay, I'm just trying to get a power cable. Right, okay. I was just trying to get the other end of the power cable into the power supply, so I wonder where the laptop was still flashing horribly at me there. Yeah, folks, really professional. What's that thing up there? Where is my extra E? Hopefully this isn't like the early emulation, like for things like MAME and that, didn't emulate it quite right, and you couldn't, apparently. I've been asking about this, but apparently it didn't give you all the extend letters. Originally I was told it didn't give you the E's, but now apparently it's just, it doesn't give you them all. So there we go. Oh, it's crashed. Okay, alright, that worked well. Anyway, look, you saw what it was like. We're gonna go to the ST version now. Stay tuned. And we're back. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I think what happens is it gives the extend feature, it gives you some lovely little animation. It was trying to load it from disk and it failed. It's the problem with using original kind of hardware, the original discs that are donkey years old. And this is the ST version. As you can see, it's looking pretty similar. Especially since I'm also using an RF cable to take this. So apologies, by the way. I mean, it's just I really wanted to show you what it was like on the original machine. And you know, bear in mind back when you used the original ST or Amiga or Commodore 64 or, you know, or whatever, you're using RF, so there may be interference. Alright, that's my excuse. Sorry, I mean, at some point I will get a better video capture card and I'll go back and we'll get crystal clear RGB sourced images for this. But just again, like I said, it's authentic, okay? What I was saying there earlier on in the Amiga one, before it all died horribly, is as far as I'm aware, this doesn't have the Super Bobble option whereby you finish the game and then you go back and you put a code in and finish it in the harder mode again. I think it's really only the arcade and the NES and Master System ports did that. I'm not sure about the more exotic ones like the Sharp X6800. Oh, there's a. Oh, can I get it? Oh, it's lightning bolts. Again, the Amiga and ST ports, they're accurate in that they wouldn't be. It's not emulation, obviously, it's a port, and they, from a superficial point of view, it's very accurate. When you get into the nitty gritty, doing weird tricks and things, it probably isn't the arcade totally perfect, but it's as close as you would have got back in those days. I mean, when you're looking at games, you know, that were released in the 80s and 90s, you can't use our kind of criteria to look at them. You can only compare them against each other. Again, the Master System one does lots of really cool stuff, but again, the Master System one, this is kind of something I think I mentioned briefly in the Master System review in the NES area. But I mean, the average game was, I think, £10-12, and then it got re-released a couple of months later as a budget game, and you could get it for £2. Whereas the Master System and NES ones, while they tend to be very high quality, were a lot more. They would have been 20 or 30. I forget the exact price, but I think 20 or 30. And then they don't really. There's never an official re-release as budget software. Occasionally, a shop would sell them cheap to clear off stock, but generally, they wouldn't. They just sit there on the shelves. A bit close for comfort there. So again, that's the thing. It's very easy to compare. You know, the Master System and NES and Mega Drive and Super Nintendo, comparing them to like the Amiga and ST. You have to take certain criteria into consideration. You know, like I said, just yeah, basically you have to bear that in mind. So you can't say, oh, the Super Nintendo was always better. You know, it would be, but on the other hand, you were paying a hell of a lot less for your Amiga game. Plus, you're going to be copying it from some guy. You know, especially if you went to any of the cracking parties, which weren't really parties at all. But there was a guy in a hotel in Dublin called the Ormond Hotel who used to organise weekends every so often. People would bring all their Amigas and STs to it, and they would I've got lots of little Andrex toilet roll things. What are they? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, basically you rent a couple of rooms, charge people £10, they'd all bring their Amigas, STs, whatever, and go absolutely buck wild with the copying. I actually bought a Commodore 64 of the guy, so God knows what he's doing now. He's just a billionaire. Or the copyright police, the FACT, got their hands on him, and he's still paying for all the home taping he did. But anyway, I'm completely digressing at this stage, folks, because I'm just running out of interesting, cool, unusual things to say. I'm going to be looking at the handhelds next. Game Gear, the Game Boy Advance, and the Game Boy Color, or Game Boy, depending. Well, I suppose it's Game Boy Color game really. Some of them are a bit different, but we'll be looking at them in a bit more detail. These, you know, considering the fact that after, I mean, a year or two after release, you're buying this for like £2, £2 or £3. I think these are, you know, the home computer conversions are great. I haven't really seen a bad conversion. The closest I came to was the Amstrad one, and I was gonna ranting a bit about it, the original Amstrad review and our release. And in fairness, it's just bad compared to the other versions. It's not necessarily that bad a game. It's just when you compare it to all the other amazing ports. But I mean, and then obviously we got the Amstrad, that lovely new homebrew release that came out late last year. So that's well worth checking it. But if you have a look at my Amstrad video, you'll see that there, and there's details on where to get it from. And if you want to play it on a live Amstrad, you can do it. I've done it actually, and it's awesome. Well, anyway, you know, folks, I think I'm going to leave you. I'm just going to let you kind of watch this. Just one life anyway. Oh, no, there we go. Game over. Grand. Okay, well, listen, that's been the Atari and Atari ST and Amiga Bubbles. Again, they're both great. I haven't found a bad one yet. I don't think I'm going to. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time.